evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign. It's been a pleasure last week to kind of recap with the guys. Hello, guys, to find out what some of you have been up to in your downtime. And now we have Seth back with us. Hello, James. Welcome back.
Hello.
How are you doing this fine Monday evening?
All good. Glad to be back.
I'm glad you're back too. I mean, unfortunately, bad news. You missed out last week, not only on our on what was going on in the session. Obviously, I'm sure you've caught up by now on the YouTube and whatnot, as the rest of you, I'm sure, who are all tuning in tonight. But also, last week we had a very special sale because it was Gary Gygat's day during the stream. So we had a sale on in the merch store where you got 20% off or 50% off for subscribers, which was, insane in the membrane. That sale's now ended. However, we do still have our new stock in our new collections, the Roll With It and the Shake, Rattle and Roll collections, as well as our Slice and Dice face masks, because you need coverings going into a lot of places these days. So why not, sport your favorite Dungeons and Dragons stream? I say that like your favorite, like. And I feel awkward saying it, but your favorite streamer of the Dungeons on Dragons, the S&D, if you like.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Exactly.
Yes,
be the change.
The Neris face mask is on fire. You just to apply the Neris face mask, simply douse yourself with the complimentary paraffin that will be sent directly to you, and then use the complimentary theme Slice and Dice Zippo lighter to ignite your face.
Yes. / do not try this.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Disclaimer: please don't do that. We're not advocating self-immolation. Okay.
Always remember elf and safety.
If you do it, don't tag us.
Yes. No ats, please.
Marta, you're muted, by the way.
You can see what I'm saying. Don't at me, bro.
Don't at me, bro.
Don't at me.
I thought you were going, guys, why are you dragging me into this? I wasn't involved in this whole paraffin shenanigans. Anyway, does any one of you guys, before we begin, have any announcements to make?
Nope.
No? Okay, I don't really, but I have one that's not a real announcement, but I'm going to shamelessly plug it anyway.
Shameless plug!
So just today, I was feeling quite zen, so I have been to the shops and I've brought a new family member. This is meet Shy Guy, the bonsai tree, who's like, don't look at me, I'm shy.
That's so cute. It's so cute.
It's just there like, oh no. So, I had to take it home with me. These things have to be done. That aside, though, I think without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump in to tonight's session here on Slice and Dice. Roll the music. And we're back. So, ladies and gentlemen, last time here on Slice and Dice, during the Manylands campaign. Now, we caught up with most of the party and what they got up to during the downtime. And each of you has your own goals for what you wanted to get up to. First of all, Malar wanted to look into, figure out where Jackman's got to via sending spells. You managed to communicate with him, work out he's gone into hiding. He's literally gone underground or gone to ground. You also, Malar, looked into the Dragonbone daggers and their connection with the Red Mages, see what you could uncover through your research, and you dug out that it's rumoured that the great houses of the Crowflies each possess a dagger as a sign of their ancestry and right to rule, and it's believed it was the ancestors of those great houses that fought and defeated Ushtag the Deceiver, the Great Red Dragon, and perhaps that is connected into why the Red Mages are interested in it. You also experimented with silver on your lycanthropic patients with some interesting results. You may try that again. You may not.
died.
They started dying, and you had to sort them out quite quickly. Silver does not get on well with werewolves. Werewolves do not get on well with silver, should I say? Had a look into into a cure for lycanthropy, and had a word with Councillor Tarquin Potter, who gave you some stuff that she knew from the past, mostly rumours, some lore, but it seems that the gods may have been involved in the lycanthrope's creation. And the cure is rumoured to be somewhere far away from civilization, as befitting of Grisette, goddess of the wilds. The last thing you did was trying to figure out how to unstick Lady Grenthorpe, who's currently petrified. You've notified your High Priestess Amakir about this, and she is in the process of sending you a scroll of greater restoration in hopes that will suffice to bring her back. Neris mostly spent it shopping and doing some carpentry with her uncle. Which I think was more, as much as anything else, developing a skill with wood carving tools in your case. I think was therapeutic as well, just to kind of shake off the bad vibes from the last adventure, and also I think it probably helped your uncle more than you anticipated as well, just being there. Leobrin, meanwhile, was helping out the town at large and has become a bit of a local hero by using his plant growth spell and basically doubling the farming output of all the local farms and so on. But noticed on the last day around the mill, when you went to increase the yield there, that it took a lot more effort than normal to pass the spell off, which seemed very strange. You weren't expecting that. Completely out of the blue. Finally, Brucon has commissioned and got a new kukri to replace his last one that was lost in the fight against Daemon in the fort of Korak when that started collapsing. And as well as that, you've been having a look at your pole of collapsing and what you could maybe do with that in the future. And the main other thing other than that was looking into... sorry, wording bad. Thank you, Bart. Finally, yes, the vision that Brucon had has been troubling him about the mountain and the scales, and all to do with the balance, which is a philosophy that Brucon has adopted following his training at the monastery. So you've been looking into where that could be, and so far, really, all you've got is that it sounds like it could be one of the many mountains in the Rachna or Rakgarat mountain ranges, which are on the island peninsula that Burikrin and Rachira are part of. So you guys were doing that, and then you attended after those 3 days the funeral of Aunt Argentia Summerfall, Aunt Daenerys. You guys got kitted out in some regalia. Brucon, you got a gleaming waistcoat. Neris got some cool magical outfits as well. Leobrin wearing his funerary whites as tradition for Loranlac. Thank you. High society, and Malar, of course, with his holy vestments as befitting. So you attended the funeral. It was noted that Seth and Fleeting did not attend the funeral, were not present during that. Neris, in particular, not impressed by that.
Nope.
Oh yeah, she's completely left. She's so angry.
She's so angry she left the room. I can't even.
And I'm not coming back.
We'll let you throw a fireball.
At the wake, meanwhile, where no fireballs were fired, however, some social digs, shots were fired, particularly by Brucon, managed to pass one under the radar against Hortensia Potter, one of the only members of the Hilberg High Society, I guess, who seemed incredibly interested in some domestic issues that were unfolding in front of you, as the lady, what was her name? I've got it written down here. That's right. Lily Paisley, sister of Captain of the Guard Jenna Paisley, had kind of broke down at the wake in front of everyone, accusing her ex-partner, Bracken Tinder, of not only having an affair with the miller, Sienna Shue, but also taking their son Will Tinder with him. And she reached out to Leobren in particular to help us. He is now a well-recognised figure around the town. And so that was left with you. Jenna came back, apologised to everyone about the scene, tried to kind of diffuse the situation. And while Nerys and Brynland were having a heart-to-heart, and then after all that, Nerys outside on her own, trying to get some alone time, overhears the cry out from a recognisable gnome, that of Belle Quigley, one of the gnomes of the clothes shop of Bits and Pieces. You called the others, rushed to her aid, and found that her brother Bantam has gone missing. He was meant to be in the park. He said he went there to get something, and Belle found his staff and found him missing. The rest of you went looking around the park and noticed that there is a kind of dilapidated, crumbling watchtower overlooking the park with one solitary figure up there. Brucon, using his boots of speed and general nimbleness, scaled the walls of the tower, got up there and found that it was in fact a fake. It was just a kind of a model, a mannequin, if you like, just a little scarecrow with a guard's uniform on at the top, which he promptly knocked down so you could all see before abseiling down the inside of the tower and letting all you guys in. And that is where we pick up with the four of you in that tower. Sorry, last thing, very important, that Brucon noted when he got to the top of the tower was that he could see two flying birds type creatures with an object, looked like possibly some kind of bundle, some kind of human size, maybe halfling size bundle, being carried off into the distance between these two flying creatures. He spotted that in the moonlight at the top there. So yeah, anyway, you've got to the bottom, let the others into this interestingly dilapidated watchtower. What would you like to do?
So we know there's a downstairs bit that we've not checked out. Did Brucon see in what direction the birds were flying? With
appeared to be in a northwesterly or west by northwest direction.
Okay, so so James has just suggested a possible means of having his character rejoin the party, and I insist that is what happened.
I've just seen that. I mean, if Seth was the bundle, it's interesting they're carrying him away. Possibly says a lot about Seth, really. I mean, he is a wanted man.
Take me with you! So... Take me with you, for the love of God!
I mean, in all fairness, if anyone was going to be carrying one of your party away, it would be Seth, because he's got a bounty on his head. That hasn't been mentioned for a while, but there's been the signs up, as you know, the wanted posters with somebody definitely matching his description and
it's not
features.
been mentioned because it's not a thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, that's right.
Posters out.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So team talk. Let's huddle, guys. Come around. So the big choice before us here is: do we chase after the eagles or investigate the tower? I don't think any of us are as fast as large flying birds, but I might be missing something about that. Leobrin seems to have an exciting bag of tricks available to him, and who's to say whether the ability to feed a village for a year and the ability to fly overlap in some way that I haven't quite imagined yet. Don't know. Thoughts, anyone? Actually, I've just had an out-of-character thought, but go on.
Neris will look with will look upon with concern. Look upon the eagles with concerned eyes, but wants to have a look at the tower.
So the thought I just had is that Neris can alter self in ways that sometimes are a bit more than just getting weaponry. So
I think she dropped.
To fly, but I don't think that's an option.
Not to fly, I don't think.
Didn't you drop this alter self anyway and got something else, if I remember rightly?
It's been a few weeks, so I believe I did drop alter self. Yes, I brought back the old favorite again as our Scorcher.
Yes, I remember now. Okay, so
More fire.
Yeah, of course. Well, and foolish of me to think that you would have spells that weren't about making things on fire. Really.
Foolish!
I have only myself. Only myself to blame.
I mean, in fairness, how would you know that she can't do it anymore?
So,
I mean,
so unless you can go full Fire Lord Ozai from the finale of Avatar: The Last Airbender and use your flaming powers to propel yourself through the air.
I mean,
try it.
Then I think investigating where we are now and see if any more leads come up. Probably.
I'm not ruling it out in the future. You know.
Cool. Yeah. We shouldn't blow the
DM permitting.
We shouldn't blow the effects budget this early on in the show. We need to hang on to something for like a big climactic situation. Right. Otherwise, it's going to get really bad. So let's
Kickstarter for.
So Neris goes to the doorway of the thing and has a peek.
Okay. When you say have a peek, you want to kind of see if you can open the door and have a look through that sort of thing.
Yeah, I very carefully approaches because let's face it, we've had some bad things happen.
Sure. Yeah, Neris, make a perception check.
Take my dice, which I forgot to take out, but I have it here. My fancy dice.
You're like, I'm just here to roleplay. I don't care about the dice.
Yeah. Ooh, that is 22.
Ooh, well, your elf-like ears and eyes will be on form this evening, heightened due to the events and the fact that one of your favourite tailors seems to have been abducted from the town. This clearly is a serious business that needs to be dealt with.
Take away my freedom, but you can't take away my style, okay?
No, not your outfit of smouldering, which you are currently wearing. The effects on that are pretty cool. So you have a listen at the door, and you can hear there is some movement beyond. You can hear some heavy breathing, a couple of voices as well occasionally. One seems to be jammering a little bit. Another seems very malcontent, very very unhappy with their current lot. Though you don't pick out exactly what they're saying at this point. You peek through. There's a keyhole on the door, and you can peek through and have a look.
Can I tell whether they're like older or sound like older, younger, bigger, smaller? Like, what is the voice quality?
Sure. So one's quite gruff sounding. Something familiar about it. Reminds you of some dwarvish people you've met before, some dwarves you've met in your time so far. The other, not one you recognise, but seems to kind of have a very dirty laugh. But not in a lewd sense, but more in a
so not
slightly
giggity.
Unhinged sense.
So it's not Quagmire.
It's not giggity. No. Just any excuse. Yeah, you sense a coldness. Even from here, it's whatever's down here clearly not well looked after in terms of warmth.
Okay, I relay this information to my esteemed colleagues.
Oh, I did say you could peek through the keyhole as well, so I'll tell you what you see. Having a little snoop. So on the other side of the door appears to be one table in the center of a kind of stone-walled, flagstone floor room. It looks, it's definitely got some age to it. This place, relatively dusty. There's a couple of lit sconces in there. You can see one figure to one side who has a set of keys on his hip, on his belt. Notably, has a pink feather key ring on his keychain, and kind of has a kind of hunched physique for walking out of view into the next adjoining room.
Well, I relate that information to my esteemed colleagues as well.
Oh, excellent.
Ooh, esteem.
Such esteem.
Steamy.
So much stuff.
Does it? So, Brucon, would you be able to get into the actual tower without actually going through the door, or are we gonna have to blow through the door and?
Breaking and entering, not my foremost skill set, if I'm being totally honest with you, but
It is mine, but I just feel like I've had some practice down in the caves of opening doors.
And how did that work out for you?
Well, the doors, until they put me in a cell with a very strong, I believe it was a metal door or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing pretty well.
Okay, well, I'm very happy to give it a go, but I can't make any promises, and it sounds like maybe this is more. I've got your back.
Okay, so we can't really sneak in.
I mean, dropping out of character for a second, Brucon's sneakiness is extremely. Like, he can be stealthy, but he can't necessarily. Sometimes he can be stealthy, but he can't necessarily do a lot, like, to make it happen.
Okay. I think. Let's be polite. Why don't we knock first? And I'll ready. What do I want to ready? What do I want to ready? What was sufficient to destroy a door last time? Was it firebolt? No, it wasn't firebolt. Bolt.
I love the stunned silence from everyone. When you're like, that's not. It's like the polite option.
Yeah.
Who is this?
What
What is this
was
character growth?
Having people left to question after our dramatic entrance is quite useful.
I believe last time you broke out with. It's like burning hands, something like that. It wasn't. You didn't go for a high level spell, but you went leveled, I think.
Yeah, I think burning hands was enough. Okay, well, I'll ready that.
That's your backup option, you know. If
Your
the
backup
knocking doesn't work.
Yeah, basically, if knocking doesn't work and anybody comes to attack us, especially. So who volunteers to knock?
Brucon will have a stab at it.
Brucon, if I shout, get out of the way or duck, you get out of the way or duck.
This is a good plan because Brucon has a reasonable. Watch me jinx it utterly, but Brucon has a reasonable chance of ducking. Right, okay, so Brucon will knock on the door.
Okay.
And Neris will stand ominously, just in space, just like Hero stands.
Is there another way that Neris can stand?
With purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Smoldering silhouette.
So
in the
Brucon
moonlight.
knocks on the door and shouts and announces, "Someone ordered takeout."
You hear on the other side. You hear on the other side of the door.
Who is it? Well, I don't remember ordering any takeout.
Great. So in this
It's
world,
Dungeons and Dominoes. I have a Hawaiian here.
Oh my god! Make a deception check.
Bart, take my pizza box, Bart. It'll help.
Give me. We haven't invented the technology to transfer pizzas over the internet yet.
Damn it!
At
damn
the
it,
same
Wonka
time-
Vision.
At the same time, Neris starts slowly joining her hands, and there's like the fingertips start glowing. Like she slowly starts bringing them. The fingertips start.
Yeah, she can.
Like,
She
there's a
too
little bit of
can see what we
So
can all see, which is the direction this is going. Did you say deception, Jack?
Yes, please.
Okay.
There's like heat distortion where her fingertips are.
9.
9.
9.
9.
See,
After
Marshall
a mo-
gets it.
After a moment, you see the key is put in the door. It turns, it unlocks. The door swings open, and before you, Brucon, you see a similarly sized dwarf. This one has an incredible underbite. His lower lip looks like it almost looks like twice the size of his upper lip, the way it kind of juts out of his face.
I went to secondary school with a guy like this. Hi, James.
Okay.
Shade. The shade.
Oh, so much shade.
I went to an independent school. I'm joking. I went to an independent school. Everyone I went to school with was like this, including me. No. Anyway. Hello.
A mangy black beard, kind of hunched over, wearing relatively poor clothing. They're quite tatty at this point, a little bit moth-eaten. And you can smell him before you saw him. This dwarf has a leather belt with this large metal keyring and a bunch of keys and one pink feather keyring attached to it. As he speaks, you can see he's missing several teeth as well.
You say take out. You're not one of the guards. You can't take one of the prisoners away. It's not how it works.
Brucon looks down at his hands and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I seem to have forgotten the pizza. Well, tell you what. Let me draw your attention to my colleague here." And Brucon steps to one side and gestures to Neris. "This here is the terrifying, awe-inspiring evocation mage, Neris, Sorcerer Supreme. She can strip the flesh from your bones with but a thought, and
they're smoldering
and
with glowy hands.
And it will be
Brucon
hot."
makes a wonderful magician's apprentice.
With the sparkly the waistcoat. I've got the outfit. I am the sparkling dwarven assistant. Amazing.
Can I try to intimidate the dwarf with my looks?
If you wish, yes, you can.
You what?
You can
Sorry.
if you'd like.
Yes, please. Please.
Please.
Any
yes,
advantage for the hype up there?
Oh, that
Behold.
wasn't.
I'm not going to give advantage on the check, but I am going to give Brucon inspiration. For this
already had it.
exchange.
Because I have.
Got to stop giving inspiration. haven't I?
I already have it.
Start
I need to
using
use
inspiration,
it more.
guys.
Yeah, I need to use it more.
So I've got 10 intimidation because I rolled a 4, but I've got +6 intimidation. So.
Very nice. Well, he looks at you and your smouldering stuff. You're not sure whether it's just that he's a bit dim or whether he's just not interested in what you're wearing or the threat you currently pose to him.
Brucon ducks.
He kind of looks from Neris to Brucon to Neris to Brucon to the other two to Leobrin and Malar.
You're not trying to break one of the prisoners out, are you?
No. Have you seen what's the tailor's name again?
Oh, Bantam is the one who's missing. Bantam quickly,
yeah.
and Belle is his sister.
Well, have you seen Bantam come through here? Have you heard anybody come through here?
He starts scratching what's left of his mangy black hair, and then stroking his beard, which is still quite long but straggly.
I've not seen him recently. I don't normally go to their shop. I'm not into fashion and things. He's not been arrested lately, I can tell you that much. Not like those cultist types. Got a few of those in here.
Cultist types?
Brucon ducks again.
You know
What kind?
The dwarf Fairfan cultists, talking about the one creator god, and they tried to recruit me. Old Gam's just not falling for that.
And
We have reason to believe that Bantam came this way.
I haven't seen
And he was in trouble, so keep an eye out. Out of curiosity, who are you keeping here?
Well, there's a couple of drunks, reprobates, and like I said, we got one of the new cultists in there. One of those crowflies dwarves wearing a garb with a blue axe on it, saying he's some Bluebeard or something.
Would you mind if we spoke to him?
It's not really visiting hours.
It kind of looks from you to you and the four of you, and in your very dapper attire at this point, most of you.
But if you're not long, sure. It'd be nice to have the company down here, really.
That laugh, I love it.
He just kind of steps to
DK's
one
not
side
impressed.
and just
Yeah.
bows to you to let you in.
Right. Alrighty. For the crow flies guy. Bart, I need your notes. I wasn't ready. I'm not ready for interrogations.
Well, it's funny you should mention that. I've got them open and I'm editing them right now, and I haven't got a sodding clue what's going on. I have to tell you.
Well, I can give you guys a moment to catch up with old notes and whatnot, because we're going to switch over. Meanwhile, at the gates of Hilberg, Seth, you along with Fleeting on your steeds, you on Horsey and Fleeting on his new steed, which we'll talk more about next time. Or if you guys come across it, I think, we'll leave it for now. Enter the gates of Hilberg. You're let in via the main gates. The hour is late. You're both a bit tired. And Seth, make a history check for me, please. I'll do the same for Fleeting.
It's a history check.
Yes, please.
I rolled an 18 on the history check.
All right. Well,
I haven't
much
got my
better than
modifier up
Fleeting's.
yet.
So you've remembered before arriving back in Hilberg, just before you get to the gates, that today was the funeral of Argentia. You're clued up on that. You're like, yep, I missed that. Whoops. But you had business to take care of. You had things to do.
We would have been on time if we remembered that we could only travel in the...
In the daylight, yes. Yes, good point.
Have we lost James?
I think his video's frozen. James, you still with us?
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. That's something.
Yeah, I can see.
You dropped out
Yeah,
momentarily
I
on
can see
sound.
everyone.
Cool. It's okay. Your video's frozen, but that's not a problem. As long as you can hear us and we can hear you, that's the main thing.
Did that help the video?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, sorry. As you said, you had to stop. You could only travel in the daytime, so that slowed you down a bit. Not a problem. So you're now back in town. You can see, obviously, the inn, the Trickle Inn. It appears to have a few patrons still at this late hour. You surmise with your 18 this is probably leftover people from the wake. You also see past this towards the market square. You can see one solitary diminutive figure, bit out of your dark vision to be able to decipher who it is, but you know it's a short person out that way.
Is he the direction that we're going anyways?
To go home, I suppose. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is he in our path? Like, will we see him as we get closer?
You could certainly take a detour to go that way. You could avoid him as well by going the other side of the Trickle Inn and up the road. But you could go across and see who it is if you'd like. You could still make that part of your route if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, he's Brucon shaped. Let's go see if it's Brucon.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So you come on up.
Solid deduction there.
You find as you get closer that not as broad as Brucon. In fact, you realise this is a gnome, and not just any gnome. You notice the leather-clad trousers and rather fashionable-looking top of Belle Quigley. Although she doesn't look as charismatic and flirty as she normally does when in your presence. She looks quite worried, actually.
Oh, Seth, it is good that you are here. Oh, I have been so worried.
Sorry. Good to see you too.
Right.
Oh.
Everyone does it the first time they're reminded about that accent.
It is
No.
an experience.
Experience.
It's good to see you too. Are you okay?
No, my brother Bantom, he has gone missing. The rest of your party have gone to find him, but I don't know if they have been successful. All I have is stuff. and he needs that to do his things. So
Sorry, did you say my party's gone to find him? I
yes,
just turned to speak to him. Like,
oui,
he's been gone 3 days.
No. He only went missing this evening. They have gone up to the park to see if they can find him.
Oh, why are they such goody two-shoes?
I know it is not very attractive, but the art is in the right place, right?
Which way did you say they went?
Oh, up to the park, just up the stairs that way.
Come on, Fleeting. Let's go find them.
Fleeting.
We're gonna take off there, and
Take
we're both gonna tip our hats to her as we ride past.
Yeah, Fleeting tips the cap. He tips the cap, and when you say that, like Fleeting, let's go find them. He goes, anything for you, best friend.
Your Fleeting impression is too good.
Thank you. I'll take that. Inspiration for myself. All right. So you head on up the stairs towards the park. It's relatively. You have to dismount going up the stairs because of just the steps. It can be a bit tricky. Get on up there though, and yeah, you can see this old looking dilapidated watchtower, which you remember is kind of overlooking the park. You can see the park ahead of you. Can you make a perception check for me, please, Seth?
Not the best. 13.
13. It's enough. You also, when you sort of look at the base of the tower, you can see that there is a bundle of armor and some wood sort of kind of crashed together in a pile at the base of the tower.
Bundles of wooden armor.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of logs of wood have like splintered and cracked, and yeah, there's some armor sort of draped over it, including a tabard, which you recognise that of the guards of Hilberg.
Is this a Naruto scenario? Has a ninja been near here? Done that thing where they disappear and leave a log.
I mean, I think it was a drunken master rather than a ninja, but yes.
We'll head over towards it. When we get there, do we see any signs of our party?
So you get there and you see the door is open, and you can see some well-dressed individuals heading down a short flight of stairs just within. You recognise, first of all, the Loxodon in the group. It's got to be your guys.
We're gonna yell out like, Mala, is that you? The only Loxodon in the world currently.
Mala has family. Assuming that I hear this, I will turn around.
Yep. Yeah, it's him. It's Seth and Fleeting, as you remember them, dressed exactly the same, apart from Fleeting's hat, of course.
No, I have my blue jacket back on because that was returned to me, and I also have a shield on my back.
Oh yes, sorry, yes, you got a shield as well, yeah.
Rogue with a shield.
And Fleeting's hat is now correctly fitting.
Excellent. A worthy quest.
We spent those 3 days well. We got a hat fit.
They really did. More on that next week.
Did everybody get new clothes apart from Mala while they were on this break?
I got my old clothes back. The ones that we left.
Look, we've already established how downtime was spent. We don't know about Seth and Fleeting entirely, although we've got an idea here. But we've established that for everyone else, downtime was spent either buying shit or Malar doing all of the useful stuff.
It seems that retail therapy was useful for most of the party, but Malar is probably the least materialistic, I guess, and already has the gods on his side. I mean, he's met his god. I think that's probably reassurance enough for him, perhaps.
Also, perhaps a bit more goal-oriented than the rest of us.
Oh, that too, but I didn't want to say that.
Hey, I went gardening.
He did.
That's true, yeah. No,
Leobrin is now a legend in town.
In the hierarchy of useful things that have been done, we've got Malar at the top with advancing the plot, Leo with building goodwill between people, Neris therapy, which is totally reasonable, and then Brucon just decided he wanted a sharp thing.
You had terrible roles.
Brucon doesn't remember his 3 days. He partook in some of the stuff he got from the werewolf.
There's
party.
also that. There is also that.
And we'll find out where Seth and Fleeting fit on that scale in next week's thing. Exciting times. I've got to stop advertising next week. This week, however, we're here in the present. Let's do it. Sorry, carry on.
So Malar hears a voice. Do I recognise it as Seth? Because I don't have dark.
You recognise his voice, yeah. The slight muffled nature of it as well. You recognise, yep, it's Seth with his scarf up, as per usual.
And
Oddball.
Where are we in relation to this underbite dwarf? He's there
just,
as well.
Yeah, he's right there, just obviously in the doorway, stepping to one side.
Then Malar will look at the this dwarf character and then just turn and Mr. Seth, Mr. Fleeting, over here.
Gonna catch up to them and just gonna give Malar a big pat on the shoulder. It's like, excellent to see you again. We heard you guys are following missing people after we've only left you alone for 3 days.
Oh, Mr. Kosef, you've got your jacket back. That's awfully good. And Malar slaps him.
Sorry.
He hit the shield.
Oh goodness, Mr. Seth, this is new. Snap sort of brandishes his own. Come, you've arrived just in time. We've made a new friend, and I point back at
the jailer just kind of leans beyond Malar and just gives his toothless grin towards you.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, there's more of you. Great. More visitors at this hour. It's a party.
Are they wearing the same guard uniform as the one that we just went past? The ones in the...
No, he's not wearing a uniform. Just some tatty kind of dark hues of brown clothing.
Oh, so they're not guards.
They're not a guard, no. Large bunch of keys on them, though, on their belts, and a pink feather keyring.
Cool.
Yeah, as I said, you don't normally get visitors at this time, but if you have any trinkets or anything that you think are interesting, I would happily take it off your hands and let you talk to your friend.
Who is it that we're talking to?
He's talking to the
You
group.
just got it. Oh no, I'm asking the group. I'm like, who is it we're here to see?
We're here to see a potentially interesting prisoner. There is a dwarf belonging to the Crowflies currently imprisoned here. I was gonna ask Jack, seeing as Neris is from Kothar,
Yes.
could I do something like a history check or something? Because if the daggers were once all over the place, she might have heard something about them outside of thing. Not necessarily descriptive,
Mm-hmm.
like that she'd see one and recognize it, but more that she might have,
Oh, yeah.
heard stories
Heard
about
legends.
them,
Yeah, of
stuff like
course.
that. Yeah.
But by all means, make a history check.
You need to check the bonus from the history.
Oh,
That is 11.
11. All right. So you remember the stories. One of the things that Kothar is known for is that it was once the domain, the lair, the under the rule of Ushtag the Deceiver, the Great Red Dragon, back in the First Age and into the Second Age as well. He at one point ruled over Kothar and Rachir as well. He was the last of the great dragons of old, and the only one that you can think at this time that you can name check, basically. You believe, from what you've heard, that the daggers were linked to Ushtag himself and were scattered following his demise during the Second Rachir War, during the Second Age. The locations of them, you cannot tell. There's been many conflicting stories about where these daggers ended up. You believe there are still some in Kothar somewhere, probably lost in the burnt, scorched sands of Kothar. That's been a well-held relief in the clan where you're from as well.
Yeah.
But nobody's seen one that you know of. It's the stuff of legend.
And did they call them the fingers? Like what?
Yeah, the fingers, the daggers. They've been called. They're interchangeable between those names.
Okay. I see. Okay. Okay, so she's going to turn towards the dwarf.
Yep.
This what state is he in?
I mean, he's sober. He's just clear. He seems to, actually make an insight check for me.
The dice are not as good to me as they were in the previous session. Insight, you said. That's 5.
You've just met this guy. Seems a bit of an oddball. Kind of hard to read his mood.
Bluebeard, right? You said.
He mentioned the prisoner's called Bluebeard.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of NPC confusion going on here. Marta, you were looking at
the Crowflies guy.
Yeah, the Bluebeard, the prisoner.
Oh, Oh, sorry. You're talking about the prisoner. I'm talking about the jailer. I apologize.
Oh, right.
He hasn't shown you through yet. The jailer's kind of said, if you give us a trinket, I'll let you through. No questions asked, sort of thing.
Can I try to intimidate him again?
Why not?
Like you'll
Why not?
you'll let us through, regardless.
When she says that, can we all behind her just start to look slightly more imposing to help her?
Character moment.
If you like.
Natural 20.
Because 25.
Oh wow.
That's 19 plus 6.
Oh.
Kind of. He can't take his eyes off of Neris at this point as she fixes.
So I'm gonna come and say you'll let us through regardless.
And he's for a moment lost in your eyes. Your red eyes, very unusual. He seems to like unusual things. So he kind of is a bit lost for a moment, then snaps back to reality.
The face of regret.
Of course. Of course, milady. Come on through.
And she just kind of looks at him as she walks like forward and then faces forward as the smoke illusion, the smolder illusion follows her.
Yeah, just waft behind you as you go in. Yeah. Are the rest of you going in too?
Sure.
Yep, we'll follow.
So you enter into the jail, and you see there are various cells. The one at the very end in the center, surprisingly, is the one that holds the prisoner described as Bluebeard. You recognise the armor, the tabard, no weapon currently, but you recognise the red hair and the grumpy demeanour of Teenan Bluebeard, one of the twin dwarf brothers.
Teenan.
Which one did I like?
Not him. You like Turin, the simple one. You didn't like this guy. He was the grumpy one, but he was a follower of
Welcome back,
Fairfield.
Oh wait, he's in prison. Yeah,
He's in
hang
prison,
on, I'm gonna
yeah.
enjoy this.
He's in prison. Yeah.
So Neris is gonna walk up. I'm assuming she's up front. She's gonna walk up, recognize him, and just squint and stand there, just like not her favorite, but she's not gonna reveal more than that about her demeanor or intentions.
He looks up, sees all of you, and immediately sighs.
Well, it's not the best position I've been in, I'll give you that. What brings you here?
Other people's crimes, funnily enough. Hello.
Hello.
So, tell me, what crimes brought you here?
Well, The official charge is harassment and upsetting public order.
There's a
Sounds right.
surprise.
It was only a question of who was going to be able to say it.
And she just looks at Seth, like,
I'm glad other people hate him.
Right. You say the
was,
official charge. The
yes.
implication would be that there was something else going on.
Well, I was, for lack of a better word, I was set up by those cultists. You are supposed to be followers of Fairfan, and as you know, I am myself a follower of Fairfan, and the ninnies just told me to go out there and preach the good word and try to get more followers and things, and then as soon as there was a demonstration outside of the temple, and then as soon as the guards show up, they all scatter, and they leave me there in the lurch, and I take the rap for them. I never got to join them in their meeting in the brewery like they said they were going to.
Brucon looks around and attempts to signal with his eyes the question of, is this our fault? I don't think this is our fault, but is this our fault?
no, Neris is gonna look at it and say, "You're a naive bastard."
Oh, by the way, can I insight check everything?
Are you saying that, or is that
Yeah,
just a
saying
look?
that you're
Oh.
a naive bastard.
He kind of goes a bit red in the face. Sorry, you can go ahead with your insight check, but I'll just answer that, retort to that first.
Yeah.
Talk about kicking a man while he's down. I know I've been foolish, young lady. I've always been as much of a ninny as my half-wit brother. Oh, thank the gods that he hasn't seen that I'm here yet. I don't suppose you've seen him at all.
We can go find him and bring him here if you want.
Oh, no, that would bring shame. I'm just worried that perhaps he may be enticed by these cultist types, thinking, that I'm one of them and that, we stick together. We always have since birth.
Well, if he is in trouble, and we'll find him and we'll bring him right here to see you. It's okay, don't worry.
What was your insight check, Brucon?
15.
15. Cool. So he seems, you gather straight away, he's ashamed and embarrassed that you, of all people, you lot, are here witnessing him in jail. But he seems emphatic and very keen not for his brother to find out that he's here.
Oh.
He seems above board from what he said so far. And
there's
pissed off at
sorry.
the cultists. Sorry, go ahead.
Neris is just gonna say, well, at least you've got a little bit of self-awareness this time.
Humility is a bitter pill, my friend. I'm sure
Is
you've
the
learned
guard
it
with
yourself.
Is the guard with us?
The jailer's with you, yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't
I'm
left your
gonna say
side,
to them-
Neris.
I have a few questions for you, with Teenan, right?
Sure.
Is it
Sorry,
Teenan?
James. What were you saying there?
No, Neris goes. You talk.
Okay. Sorry, go
Is
ahead.
it Teenan? It's Teenan, right?
That's Teenan.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's Teenan. My brother is Turin, yes.
Okay. If you answer these questions, we can go check up on your brother and
Okay.
I guess keep your secret until further notice from him, but because you're with the Crowflies, you might have some information that I want.
Oh,
Have you heard of these dragon bone daggers, sometimes referred to the fingers? They'll be ornate, very nice looking daggers.
Well, I rolled a 19 on the dice, and he is proficient with history, so this is good.
Yes, supposedly the great houses each have one of the fingers as a sign of their right to rule in the Crowflies. Unfortunately, because each of the houses has one, each of them thinks that they have dominion over the Crowflies, and this has caused many a conflict in the nation over the years.
And where are these great houses?
Well, they're in the great cities, of course. There is Grenforth, Rookwood, those splitters, and Bronn, those sneaky bastards.
Well, they are all very likely in grave danger. All of them.
Oh,
And we need to find out where they are.
well.
We need to,
Sure.
we need to
I'll
find out. Sorry, we want to find out where these daggers are.
Malar, sorry, you were saying. Go. You were about to jump in.
Ms. Neris, let's not be so hasty on our admission, but I do agree with you. Mr. Turnin, I have a question.
Teenin.
Oh, yes, that's not important right now. When might these daggers be used? Are they purely ceremonial, or like a trip with somebody for a diplomat?
They're not used in public, my friend. They are not something that is flaunted about like a whore's drawers. These are kept locked away. I have never seen it myself. I do not even know where Grenforth would hold theirs. But what I can tell you is that there is somebody around here who would know, and she's currently turned to stone.
Yes, don't remind me.
Mm.
Thank you, that will be all. Now I will take a step back and
Have
muse
you
on this.
heard any rumors of how they've been used?
No, all I know is that they are supposedly powerful enchanted daggers that could, keenness of edge and apparently made of dragon bone, so they say.
Can I ask, how many current great houses are there in the Crowflies?
There is only 3 great houses. There are several houses, the minor houses such as the Bluebeards, but we all serve as a vassal to the great houses.
Did there ever used to be more houses? Were there more daggers? Have any houses fallen over the centuries that their daggers could be lost?
As far as I know, no. As far as I know, there's only been the 3 houses, and Bronn is the newest of those 3, although new, relatively speaking, of course. That's not to say that it's beyond the realms of possibility that there are other daggers out there that, if supposedly they're called the Fingers, I mean, I have 8 fingers
not
and 2
this
thumbs.
again.
Or a dragon perhaps would have, if it's really made of dragon bone, I mean, dragons have, 20 fingers?
Do they?
Maybe.
Oh, they
16,
have
I've never
4
seen
limbs,
one.
Mr. Kosa.
Right.
The point is there's a
fascinating.
lot.
The dragon has changed.
Fascinating. There are legends in Kothar of the fingers being lost to the sand. But seeing as these great houses might have some of them, I reckon that's a great way to find Damon as well.
Who is this Damon you speak
Smolder.
of?
Bart, you're muted.
I didn't. Well, funnily enough, I was saying we had a bit of a conga line for me there because I was saying I couldn't hear any of what Jack just said.
Oh, I couldn't. Either.
Which bit did you? Sorry, what was said before you missed what I said?
So we were just discussing fingers, and how many dragons have, and then you said something, but we didn't catch a word of it.
Oh, I was saying. I mean, I think a dragon would. He was saying would have
20
fingers.
fingers.
16. I mean, he's never seen a dragon, so.
Yeah.
More than 3 is the point.
Neris kind of scowls in thought.
Sent to the group, just say, I thought you guys were following a missing person. You were looking for, what was his name?
Well, there's
Bantam.
2 of them. There's Bantam, and then there was also someone else has gone missing, haven't they?
Yeah, but we didn't care about that.
Oh,
At least
the
Neris,
boy.
Neris didn't care about that.
It was Lily's
When
sister.
Yeah, Lily's boy
when we
Will.
said,
Yeah.
Can I just do
That was it.
Can I do an insight check on the guard to see if he reacted to us saying that we're looking for missing people and their names?
Sure. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Oh, cool. I forgot I had shit inside. Cool. 15 plus 0.
Okay, 15. There's no visible change on the jailer's face. I mean, he looks interested in what you're talking about, but doesn't seem to register the names of these people you've mentioned.
Ah, damn.
Okay. Who else is in there? Just drunks and.
Oh, Jamie, is it Jamie T Public Services has just messaged saying, "Hey guys, how long are you going to be streaming?" Well, I mean, weekly is the plan, but as for tonight, probably for we're looking at another hour, I would say. We'll see what happens in the session. Sorry, carry on.
Yay! Right. Is there anybody else in there that's of any interest to us? I think DK wants to say something.
No, I was just saying.
Join us.
Join us. I'm sorry. You can. Why don't you make a perception check and sort of scan round the rest of the jail?
Whom do I perceive? 18.
18. Okay, so as the jailer said, a couple of drunks in there. Not anyone you recognise. Doesn't appear to be noteworthy. It's a couple of humans and one other dwarf. But in addition to that, you notice as you're looking around the room that a small black cat wanders into the room and starts rubbing themselves up against Leobrin's leg.
I look at Leobrin suspiciously, like.
Oh,
Is
hello?
that safe?
I'm
or
not
magical?
allergic. Good question. Leobrin will detect magic, based on Neris's question.
All right. Okay. So Leobrin detect magic in this area. The cat is magical.
Yep, it's a magical cat. Hello,
Magical cat.
kitty.
Are
Is this
you
your-
talking to
is
it
this
with
your
animal
cat?
speak?
Well, if the magical cat is not responding to normal speech, I will attempt magical beast speech.
Magical beast speech. Talk to it. What are you saying? You're just saying hello?
Yes. Hello, cat.
Hello.
You you appear to be magical.
Well, what can I say? I'm a very special cat.
Fair enough.
The jailer's responds to you to say,
Oh, it's not my cat. Black cats are bad luck in Hillberg. Go, get out of it. Get out of here.
and starts shooing the cat. The cat doesn't seem particularly fazed by the jailer at this point. It moves
Yeah.
back a little bit out of his way, but still looking at you.
Leobrin was going to place a hand firmly on the jailer,
Okay.
push him away,
He
and
protests a
then
little bit and backs
pull out a hanky and wipe off his hand.
Yes. Yes,
Um,
Leo.
Apologies for our interruption. Sorry. Yes, you may be very special indeed, but not many cats I've met are magical. And why are you here?
Well, I have business to attend to in town. Wanted to come and pay a visit and see what was going on.
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Leobrin. These are my colleagues, Seth and Fleeting and Brucon and Neris and Malar over there.
Neris is intensely staring at the cat, like suspiciously scowling, and kind of has one of her hands almost like at the ready in case shit goes sideways.
So
I'm just
Daenerys,
listening to like, why is he introducing us to a cat?
It's a magical cat, and I don't trust it.
Fleeting pipes in, just says, "I want one."
Shut up, Fleeting.
But anyway, the cat looks at each of you, seeing Neris with a little bit of flame in her hand. Neris, you
Surely
hear.
Fleeting wants lots of cats so he can come up with a collective noun for them all.
So
I believe it's a clouder.
The cat meows at Neris, but what you hear, Leobrin, is, she's a feisty one.
Feisty. I'll give her feisty.
You don't know.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sure that's beside the point. You could possibly help with help us with our inquiry. We were looking for a missing gnome who we believe may have been taken by eagles, and also a missing child, but they were offered a mill, and I don't know if you've seen a.
I heard there was a halfling missing. Didn't hear of a boy or a gnome. That's very interesting.
Is Bantam a halfling or a gnome?
He's a gnome.
All right.
The halfling is Jack,
Hey.
not DM Jack. Although
Jackman,
yes,
it could be Jackman
but more
Winklebottom
specifically,
from
Jackman
the
Winklebottom.
Flaming
It could
Jacks,
also-
which was kind of out of town. Could be that
could
one.
be.
It
Someone
could
else.
also be the grave robber.
Could be the Grave Robber as well. Royston the Bag from Half Rage. There's a couple of missing halflings.
But we don't know this
True.
because
I
Leo's
know,
having a
Royston's-
one-sided conversation with a cat.
Royston's
True.
not missing. I forgot he left.
He's in town. We brought him back.
You brought him back, and I think, you kind of trying to give him some therapy. I think.
Yeah.
Right.
A missing halfling.
Yeah. It's just occurred to me that being a short person in these parts is bad for one's long-term prospects. So Brucon starts looking around to see if he can fashion some crude stilts out of the.
It's just less. It's just less weight for the birds to pick up. So Mala, you are safe.
A missing halfling. Do you know this halfling's name?
I believe he's.
I can't hear you, Jack.
What? Oh, that's interesting.
I can hear you again.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
I think I need to
Yeah.
speak up a bit more. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, your mouth was moving and nothing was coming through.
I believe his name is Hugo. He was one of the traders in town, in the market.
Was that the little boy?
Has
No, the boys are
has
real.
vials and potions and things.
Oh, this.
He's fed me a few times.
Oh, he's
He's a-
gone
he's a
missing.
potion guy.
I'll turn to everyone else and be like,
Except that
Hugo, the
yes, that
potion
one.
man.
Not
Hugo,
the
potion
not
man,
the
that's
one on the
missing.
road. You remember Phil, because he was a human, not a halfling. The one who had a
okay.
potion of hill
Yeah,
giant
the
strength,
shop.
not him.
So
The
Neris
one,
gets
the one in the
impatient.
shop that was like selling a rock as a compass.
That one, yes, that's
Oh,
the
him.
very same.
Oh, him,
What-
the swindler.
what-
The swindler.
The swindler, yeah.
And we care about this. Why? If the cat doesn't have any interesting information and it's not going to attack us, I'm leaving.
I was going more with there is a trend in people under height being vanished in this town.
Yeah, Brucon is now stood on a chair as he's. Says, yes, I also think that it's worth investigating whether or not being shorter than a full-grown human is a danger to one's health. And
I
long-term
believe
prospects
you're
of-
mechanically medium though, so you're probably fine.
Can
This guy's not fine, says Brucon, gesturing to Teenan. He's very far
Yeah.
from fine. Couldn't be any less fine if he tried.
Yeah,
Well,
but he
He's
got
not
in there
stolen by
himself.
I'd like to see a couple of bird creatures come and abduct me in here behind these bars.
Yes, we all would, Teenan, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
eagles. Dear.
am I the
no,
only one curious why the cat's magical and talking and
Yeah, that's
smart is
I
enough?
I
I
don't
was-
like.
Just
yeah.
going to get to that. Dear cat, sorry I didn't get your name.
Oh, well, it's Cat, of course.
Sorry, missed that again.
Well, it's Cat, of course. Can you still
Ah.
hear me? Yes.
Yes. Cat. That is a unique name, easily
What is it
identifiable.
saying?
It calls itself Cat.
Can we just,
And
can we
the
just
fire
establish?
intensifies.
Can we just establish, Jack,
Cat-tasting.
that, how long have you had that written down for?
Oh, what, the cat's called Cat?
Yeah,
Actually, that's a good point.
5
because if it's anything
years.
more than 5 minutes, I'm going to be upset.
I'll admit it's not written down.
Hey,
But a cat would be called Cat if it doesn't have another name.
greatest comic serial in New Zealand has a dog called Dog. Don't judge.
Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting. Thank you for this information. A good day to you. And
I was just going to ask,
wandering
what
out.
was your business
So-
in town?
Neris comes up and grabs the cat. Maybe famous
Oh.
last words.
I was saying, this always ends well. This.
Like by the scruff of its neck.
All right.
Seize the cat.
You so to grab it, you need to make a grapple check, which it will contest. It does not want to be grappled by you. Damn, I need to look up cat
Like-
stats. I didn't think this was going to happen, but D&D, folks, you never know what's going to happen.
I've got them here if you need them, I think.
For a cat.
All familiars listed. So,
Oh.
so
Is
what do you need to
grapple
know?
check, do you add anything on top of
whether
it? Like
it's
dexterity or?
Athletics or...
It
Oh,
does,
it's
it's
for you-
not trained in either, so the cat can escape on a... It gets +2 from dex.
Great.
No,
Oh,
so I mean
yes.
for me.
So for Neris,
it has to
you
be
have to
strength.
use strength or athletics if you're trained, if you're proficient.
No, so +0, so that's 17.
That beats the cat's 4.
Lost you again.
I lost you again.
Yeah, we didn't hear any of that.
Yay!
4. You got 4. So you grab it by the scruff of the neck as it's on the way out.
Yeah.
It actually turned to stop when Leobrin called over to it, and then you just grab it by the scruff and hold it up. The
And
cat-
I'm like,
Yeah.
Leo, ask it, why it's here again. And the other hand is still having like a little bit of flame. It's not gonna like sass us and not give us information.
Why are we threatening a cat?
Shut up.
Now, dear friend cat, you have already implied that you can understand human speech based on the fact that you know people in town and their names and they're missing. So you probably understood my friend here.
I did, yes.
Could you please respond?
I wasn't listening. What was the question?
Why are you here and why are you listening to us?
As I said, she's looking at Leobrin. As I said, I have business here. I'd heard this halfling had gone missing, and I simply wanted to see what I could find.
What is your interest in missing halflings?
Well, this one fed me a few times. A friend of mine, you might say.
Insight
does it say?
check.
Insight check the cat. Go ahead. I will say, given that this is a cat, you can have disadvantage on the check because reading facial expressions on the cat is difficult.
We're trying to read facial expressions on the cat. What has happened to us?
Did you know it's actually
The possibilities
easier?
are endless.
Did you know it's actually easier to tell if someone's lying without seeing their body language? It's more audible
Very
than it is
true.
physical.
Well, that
That's
being
some
said,
science.
I
for
just, I just
Disadvantage?
assume that everybody's lying to me.
disadvantage still. That being said, disadvantage.
Well, yeah, disadvantage pulls it all the way down to 4
oh, buddy, sorry.
instead of 10.
Okay, in fairness, even with a 10, difficult to read, but with a 4, I mean, yeah, it's a talking cat. I mean, nothing is out of the realms of possibility at this point.
It's got a
This cat's being
suspicious
straight up.
voice. It's got a
Leo, what is it
suspicious
saying?
voice. It said that its only interest is that Hugo fed it on occasion.
Didn't answer my question. Why
Nice.
is it here?
Oh, she means why did I come here to the jail?
Yes.
Well, that's quite simple, really. I was passing through the park, a stomping ground of mine, if you like, and I saw the door to this tower was open. It's not normally open, you see. The jailer doesn't like to let people in here normally.
I think normally he doesn't like to let people out, but I get your
That
point.
too. Very witty, yes, of course.
Why can it understand me?
I mean, even if I didn't understand what she was saying, I think the pouty expression says it all, does it not?
Well, it's hard to do cross-species body language, apparently.
Mal, I would like to lean into Leobrin.
Meta.
Works
just
both
sort of
ways, DM Jack. Works
It
both
does,
ways.
it does, but this is a magical cat.
I'm a magical warlock.
Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Sorry. Tit for tat. Go ahead, Malar. Please, quickly.
Mr. Leobrin, you said this feline is magical in nature. What would happen if someone were to dispel said magic? Cat.
I believe it depends on the magic involved. Marshall is aware. Would Leobrin be?
On what? And if dispelling magic would work on a magical cat?
Yeah. Well, it depends on the type of magic that is affecting the cat as to whether dispel magic would work.
Okay. Oh, I see. So you're saying, should I say, well, it depends, or would Leobrin know that it depends? Good point. Good question. What's Leobrin's intelligence?
He's got a +5 to Arcana.
Arcana
+5 Arcana.
So okay, so yeah, I would say it's within the realms of possibility that Leobrin would know there's a difference between the types of magic. Yeah.
Yeah. It does depend on the magic that caused the cat, whether it was a spell that has been cast, or whether this is a natural phenomenon.
Oh, well, Mr. Leobrin, what kind of magic is infused with this cat?
That is a good question.
What flavor is the magical cat?
Oh, yes, good point, because with Detect Magic, you can get a magical school, if any. And there is a
transmutation.
Sorry for getting hung up on the cat, but Neris is a bit high-strung right now, so she'll pick up anything to...
Wait. Jack, did you just say yes to transmutation?
Yep.
The magic is transmutation, which would imply that this is not, in fact, a cat.
Oh, well,
And Neris kind of like staring intensifies.
Well, let's maybe just test that theory. Malar will cast Dispel Magic.
Okay, so you need to roll...
high-level spells.
Sure thing. Okay, here we go. I've got Inspiration. I sort of want to use it for this, because why not? We've spent enough time on the cat.
I've never had this in practice before, at least not myself with characters. So
can we just double check?
Burn it.
This is the inspiration that you're burning, yes? Yeah. Or the cat. It really could go over.
Well, if this doesn't work, Neris is burning the cat, so better work.
It's an answer for both questions.
Fuck me! I just rolled 2 natural 20s.
Oh wow! And it's using your spellcasting ability anyway.
I mean, frankly, that's overkill.
Okay.
You don't need to roll 2. Come on.
He can't dispel magic, and a fireball comes out.
There's no level 27 spell, right?
Yeah. Document that. Document that.
Wow. Nice one, Malar.
What is it?
So, Neris, holding the scruff of the neck of this cat as it suddenly, with dispel magic, poof! You're suddenly holding the ear of a human female. With where is she? Got her on the list. Ah, yes. So pale skin, average height, but kind of an athletic build, with mid-length, straight black hair, and green oval eyes, and some heavy grey eyeshadow. She's wearing mostly black, like yourself. A low-cut cotton V-neck, a shawl, and some corduroy trousers as well, with some knee-high black leather boots.
Neris is going to twist that ear, like her mother used to, on her when she was behaving badly, all the way to the ground. And be like, why are you spying on us?
I'll say you need to make I'll say you need to make another athletics check to be successful in this endeavor.
At the start
13.
of this questioning.
13 succeeds. Just.
Yes!
Ow!
She's gonna go!
Meow!
At the start of this questioning, can I cast Detect Thoughts?
Detect what, sorry? Detect thoughts. Oh, okay. Yes, you can.
I think.
My God, that's a good spell. I did not know that Seth had taken that. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Very
excellent.
Downtime things.
I've been busy.
So you're casting Detect Thoughts now, after she's transformed?
After she's transformed, and when Neris asked that question.
Okay. So, sorry, Neris,
Mainly
you
'cause I'm
wrestle her to the ground, and she's going, ow, 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 ow. And
By
what were you saying,
by
sorry?
her ears, like ow, ow, ow. Yeah, exactly, like a child.
And what were you saying, sorry?
I was saying, why are you spying on us? She might not be, I don't know, but I'm just not in a trusting mood.
She kind of holds on to your hand that's grabbing her ear. Says, please, you don't need to keep me pinned to the floor. The jig's already up, okay? Just, can I at least let me stand up, please? Seth, you can hear, because with her thoughts, you can hear what everyone else is thinking around you.
I can focus on her, but I can without focusing too intently, I can just hear her surface thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't want her to know that I'm reading her thoughts.
Surface thoughts, everyone's focused, I think, on this exchange here. You hear from the jailer, what? Magic? And from this lady now pinned to the ground, you can hear, oh, for fuck's sake. Really?
And from Neris, you could just hear the sound.
The audio cut out the second
no.
you said her entire thing.
No, it was great. It was perfect. It cut off. It censored you. It was so good.
Okay, let me repeat that. So she goes, oh, for fuck's sake. And the Moonrunners are going to be pissed.
The who?
Moonrunners. At the mill.
Well,
I'm not relaying any of this yet.
Well, and from just side note, from Neris, all Seth is going to hear is the sound of burning. She's thinking about just the sound of flames. There are no words, just the crackle.
I feel like I listened to Fleeting's mind, and there's just like a little monkey just like hitting things together.
Those symbols.
And all I hear is from Neris is just like burn, baby, burn.
No. It's just the whoosh of a flame. It's like you're next to a fire pit.
I would say that given everyone's given the personalities, Fleeting's thoughts are not as loud as perhaps Neris's are, and so you probably wouldn't hear exactly what he's thinking yet. However, later on, remind me, because Fleeting always has something interesting going on that he doesn't normally speak about. So good spell.
I just want to go to like Seth, Brucon, Leo, Mal, whoever. Somebody bind her hands.
There's no need for that.
Look. Whoa.
Bind
Come on.
her hands.
I'm cooperating, okay? You don't need to place me under arrest. I'm in a jail anyway.
You already proven you can, that's a shapeshift, that's the one. You already proven you can shapeshift. I don't trust you. Bind her hands. Now.
Would you trust it more if we bound her hands when she can shapeshift?
Just do something so she won't get away.
Malar will grab this woman
Neris,
by the
cool down for a
shoulders from
second.
behind
Wait.
her.
Okay, great. Then she lets go of the ear if Malar successfully holds on to her.
Cat, why were you giving us information on the missing people? Do you know where they are, or are you trying to help us? And I'm listening to her surface thoughts.
Okay. I'm also looking for missing people. Hugo was a friend of mine, and you can hear her thoughts saying, well, he wasn't exactly a friend, but an associate.
So if you were friends of them, maybe you're friends with their associates that they work with at the mill.
She kind of grins at that when you mention the mill. Perhaps.
Is she thinking about the Moonrunners now, or?
And then she turns to Leoba and says, I must thank you, by the way, for your work in the field. It really has helped the yield this year.
Leoba is a little bit thrown off by this. Thank you?
Oh, no. Thank you. Yes.
I feel like you're deflecting.
I'm looking for missing people. I'm looking for Hugo in particular. He went missing 3 days ago.
What leads do you have in 3 days?
Sorry?
What leads do you have after 3 days?
Well, as you say, now a gnome has gone missing as well. There were rumors a child was missing too, but I didn't believe it. But if you're saying it too,
true.
Well, it seems somebody wants the small folk, and that's not good for anyone here in town, is it?
No, says Brucon, now hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, now, what would a halfling, a child, and a gnome all have in common beyond their diminutive stature?
Your guess is as good as mine at this point.
Maybe they're all associates of the Moonrunners.
I'm sorry.
Including the child?
I said maybe they're all associates of the Moonrunners.
She looks genuinely surprised at this and then glances at the jailer, who... Jailer, flicker of recognition. Seth, you hear his thoughts.
Moonrunners, aren't they the thieves, the smugglers, the what?
She looks back to you. I don't know anything about Moonrunners, but the hour grows late. Perhaps we should talk more about this outside, away from other ears, maybe. Seeing as you've destroyed my family heirloom, maybe you could do me this courtesy.
Can I probe deeper into the target and make her do a wisdom saving throw?
Okie dokie.
I like this. The cat has proven interesting.
What's the
Detect
DC?
Thoughts is a baller spell. It is
Fun.
so good.
What's the DC? What's the DC, James?
Good
Can
question.
you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear. Yeah, he's maths is happening.
He's got his thinking face on.
It's It's 8 plus your proficiency plus.
It depends what you're spell casting. What are you getting
Oh, yeah,
your
so it
spell
would be,
casting
yeah, so
from?
your spell modifier, yeah, your spellcasting modifier, yeah.
Sorry, it's just because it doesn't pop up in D&D Beyond. So it's 8 plus proficiency plus charisma.
Yep.
Is that right?
Charisma caster.
I didn't want to say it 'cause
So
I
it'd be
don't want to be the first to say it.
14,
14.
I think.
All right, you succeed.
Excellent. So with that,
James,
yeah.
on your sheet it says Wisdom 11.
Oh, is it cast with wisdom?
He would be casting
No,
with charisma because he's a charisma caster.
No, as in the save is a Wisdom save, and then
Oh.
it says 11 below it. It says Detect Thoughts,
No.
one action, self, Wisdom 11.
Actually, to be fair, James, I think at your current level, yeah, it would be. That probably sounds about right. It will change when you level up. But I think at the moment that because I don't.
No,
What's your charisma bonus? Sorry.
3.
3, but you're not currently proficient because you haven't got the level in that class yet to then get the proficiency bonus added. I think that's how it works.
It's because all
you
my
don't have
spells
the
come from
charisma in it,
items,
yeah.
so they show up
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah. So I think it's so we'll say for now then that it's 11. Yeah. But that
Okay.
but that will change next level. So it's 11 at the moment.
So did it succeed?
Yeah, it succeeded anyway.
Okay.
Her wisdom's not great.
So, sorry, I just need to find out what it does. So if it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
Okay. So you recognise. So you get from this definite worry. Her thought. Would you see an image, or are you just hearing? Or are you just getting words from Detect Thoughts? Sorry, when you probe deeper. Or is it not safe?
I don't think it doesn't specify between. It doesn't specify between images and thoughts.
I'll say as its
spectrum.
thoughts. We'll go with words rather than images. Just for brevity. So probing deeper, you definitely get the sense of worry in her tone. She's repeating the name Will. Bracken's boy? No, surely not. Hugo as well? What? And yeah, who could have taken them? Why?
So you do know everyone that's been taken.
she regards. She's aware the spell's been cast, right? That the effect has happened over her. Yeah. Before we go any further, I got to say, Wizford, thank you for following. Thanks for following us here. Just spotted that. Thanks, man. Woo!
Thank you very much.
Join us.
Welcome aboard.
And now come join us on Discord as well and join in the chats during the week as well. Anyway, enough plugging. So, okay, yeah, so she looks at you quizzically, and then some modicum of she's impressed, actually. Yes, I do. Bracken is a good friend of mine, and his boy Will, obviously, I've seen him about town. He's a good boy. It worries me he's missing. It worries me Hugo's missing, especially because we don't know why. But as I said, before we proceed any further, would you mind awfully if we left the jailer to his business?
Let's leave. And I think my spell's probably running out, so I can't read her thoughts anymore.
It's like, was it last a minute or something?
Yeah, minute.
Yeah, cool. Fine. So, yeah, as you get outside then with her, the detect thoughts wears off. And she closes the door to the watchtower to make sure you can't be seen.
Just as a little parting effort on the way out, as Brucon tries to figure out how to get through the door without touching the floor, he will throw a look at Teenan and in Dwarvish say, "Where is your brother anyway?"
In Dwarvish, he responds, "I haven't seen him for a few days. Well, I haven't seen him. Sorry, I haven't seen him since I got put here. Before that, I was with the Fair Fanboys, the Creation Collective they call themselves. I was with them for the last for days. I haven't really seen him for the best part of a week."
And the creation cult can be found where? / avoided. But
They mostly hang around the brewery, or they protest outside the Temple of the Eight.
Cool. Okay. Useful information. Thank you. And Brucon swings out. I've just decided Brucon is now Spider-Man. He's very nearly actually a couple more levels, and he will basically be Spider-Man. So
yes,
just going to lean into it now. Spider-Dwarf. There we are.
Yeah.
That's it.
Alrighty then. So you get outside the watchtower, to the edge of the park, and the lady cat closes the door. Yes. So yes. Okay. One of the Moonrunners. Actually, I don't know if you ever heard stories of a cat burglar around here. Never mind. Not important.
Nope.
Not important. You're new. It's fine.
Bart's face. That's the response.
Thank you. Yes. Hugo is an associate of the Moonrunners, as am I. And obviously he brings in good business. He's a member of our group, and therefore he needs protecting. The Rakgarat chapter of the Moonrunners looks out for one another, more so than some of the other chapters. I mean, if you've heard of Rundar, you know what, again, it's not important. Yes, I'm bamfing for time. Sorry, bad habit. Used to these kind of interrogations. Look, we're concerned. I think we'll be meeting soon. Maybe even the master of our chapter will attend this time and figure out a plan of action. But, well, if they're taking small folk, maybe we can get one step ahead of them.
Who could be targeting the Moonrunners and their associates?
Well, if indeed it is somebody targeting the Moonrunners, probably a rival organization, probably one of the ones from... Have you heard of the Many Masks Guild in Isk? They're kind of into the same kind of things as us, I imagine, although, we're mostly our efforts are about smuggling refugees across the border. That's more what we do rather than, just petty thievery. I mean, there's a bit of that, sure, but
But you said you didn't hear that Bantam was also abducted
no.
or otherwise in trouble.
Well, no.
So he wasn't one of your associates.
He's not, no. His sister, however.
She goes like, oh shit.
And
well, his sister was the one that crying for help.
Oh, yes. That I did hear. That's why I came over. I'm thinking, well, I need to talk to her myself, I think, as do the others, and
I think we all need to have a chat with her.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can attend the meeting. We don't normally allow outsiders in, but it seems we have a common interest, and, well, you've caught me on the back foot, so...
Yeah, like,
when is this meeting?
What was the connection?
Neris does a little smug smirk.
Can I just very quickly recap? What was the connection with Will?
Will is the son of Bracken Tinder, who is a friend and associate.
So TLDR, loved ones of Moonrunners going missing. Yeah, that ain't good.
And Hugo, the halfling, from what you gather, is a member.
Sorry, so. Yes, people with close connections to the Moonrunners.
Yeah. That seems to be the correlation here for sure. That and they're small. Those are the two things they have in common currently.
Basically, anyone who can be abducted by an eagle and is linked to the Moonrunners gets abducted by an eagle linked to the Moonrunners. Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Well, we're meet us at the mill tomorrow night. Normally around sort of 11 o'clock.
Well, hang on, sorry, can we insight check that?
Okay, go for it.
Can I insight check to see if she's telling the truth?
Yeah.
Time and place. 13.
13, okay. Now, yeah, she's. I mean, you've been listening to her thoughts, so now having to adjust back to facial expressions, it's a little jarring at first, but you get the sense maybe, yeah, she seems to be telling the truth. I mean, it's a little difficult to read, but you have no real reason to suspect her at this point, other than the fact that she was disguised as a cat makes her a little bit untrustworthy.
Oh wait, we know other Moonrunner people anyways. We'll be able to find the location of the meeting anyways.
Yes, I remember you were asked to a meeting and then brought the rest of your compadres who I believe weren't invited. Honestly, I mean, an interesting move, certainly memorable.
Yes, I mean, they're just the ones that could, 1, notice you were a magical cat, 2, make you turn back from a magical cat, and 3, threaten you with fire to the face. They wouldn't be useful in your organisation at all, no.
Well, our organisation generally is a bit more subtle, but point taken. Looks around at the rest of the group there.
So subtle that giant birds are taking your members.
Touché. You have me there. As I said, we have a common interest. And that's why I'm inviting you now, rather than saying good day to you, sir, and leaving it at that.
Then we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess we will. Now,
and I'm just gonna check to see if Neris is still ready to barbecue her.
No, Neris is still keeping an eye on her, but she's calmed down since. Okay. Neris is largely looking somewhat smug that her instincts, however vengeful, were right. So she's just there looking ever so slightly smug. It was like a little victory she needed.
So Kat looks over to Malar and says, just kind of like leans over to him a little bit, kind of sideways glance. Before I go, that thing that you did with my locket, any way to, undo that, perhaps?
Oh, well, it's not really like an on or off sort of application. I've done it. The task is undone. If you have no other way of redoing the transformation, I would speculate you're as you are. I'm not entirely sure if I'm sorry or not.
Of course. Clerical kind indeed. I can see why the eight are in the chosen, the Burkan converted are interested in a man of your, Loxodon, of your subtle nature, I guess. Yes. Anyway, good job. I'll see you tomorrow then, to all of you. Good night.
Can I?
Good night.
Can I insight check her on that?
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, 23.
23. Okay, so whilst you are not the most skillful raconteur yourself, you can identify little subtleties in other people's speech, and you get the notes of a little bit of bewilderment, a little bit of embarrassment, she seems to be, everything she's saying seems to be honest. However, she can't quite believe she's saying it, that she's going to see you 6 colourful characters at a secret meeting tomorrow night.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Excellent.
Good roll. So yeah, she.
This was our most successful detectiving ever, and it was a game.
It was. You didn't even use Zone of Truth.
Yeah.
That
that didn't work out for her, did it?
Not really, no. With that, she starts heading further into the park. You notice kind of in a slightly northwesterly direction, kind of through the park, perhaps in the direction of the walls.
Same direction as the eagles.
Similar direction, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mala, when we went to the shop before, the gentleman that's been kidnapped, was he there? Did we speak to him?
Oh, Mr. Seth, I have not taken time out to go and shop. I've been doing other things. Ms. Neris or Mr. Leobrin would be your person to talk to on this matter.
No, weeks ago, the first time we came to town. Did you meet him? Because if you met him, and he's, missing, couldn't we just send a message and ask where he is?
Oh, goodness, Mr. Seth, that's quite a thought. Let me just see if I can recall. You know what they say about Loxodons.
They hate mice. They hate rat minions.
Oh, I'm good. If that's the case, then I'm glad you remembered, because I'd completely forgotten.
Oh yeah, I still have nibbles. Forgot.
I should say. Yeah. So trying to recall. Do you make a history check for me, Malar? As a Loxodon, I think you got advantage for recalling information.
No, I don't.
You don't. Oh, it's not.
No, it's.
I think it was an unearthed.
isn't it?
I think it was an unearthed arcana thing, maybe, and then they redacted it when they officially noticed it. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh well, the bag rolls are coming out now. 7.
7. I mean, it's difficult to recall because you've met so many faces here in Hilberg and beyond. You remember you have attended the market. You haven't been in. I don't think Malar's been in the shop, bits and pieces. I don't think he's actually been in there that he can recall. But the market, you've been there for sure. Did you talk to the potion guy? That potion guy, the swindler potion guy?
Okay.
You did talk to him.
Mr. Seth, I speak to a lot of people, and I can't quite put a name to a face on this one, I'm afraid.
That's a shame.
Seth, actually, Seth, you can also make a history check with advantage.
While they're making the
because
check.
of situation stuff. Sorry, yes, go ahead.
Just a quick question about the geography of this park. How big is it?
I haven't got dimensions written down.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
But I'll tell you,
That's fine.
it's approximately the size of the council chamber, which is the largest building in Hilberg.
So it's not that massive. We could go to
massive.
the northwest edge of it
easily
and just have a look at what's there. Okay.
Yeah, take you a few minutes, but yeah, you could do that. Sure. Sorry, how did you do? 15? 17, perfect. Okay, well, you do recall with that, because you remember that's when you nicked that potion while I think Malar was talking to the guy. Unbeknownst to him was actually a distraction, and you stole the potion to kind of get your own back on that potion guy.
I remember him very clearly.
Yeah, and you now know what the potion is because of downtime stuff, because you've been talking to potion people.
Malar's met him, so I'm going to try and remind him. So I'm going to cast Minor Illusion to create an image of the man that I may have stolen the potion off of.
And Neris just looks at him like, since when can you do that?
I've always been able to do that.
No, you haven't.
Rukon,
You're always, magic, you magic people.
Rukon,
You have some explaining to do.
I've done this like 7 times. It's from the shirt that we got from the Rat King. Yeah, the Minor Illusion part. I've done.
All right, okay,
many
fine.
times.
Never mind. Redact.
Yeah. The
Redact.
other bits, though.
Not redact. Retract. That's the word. Retract, not redact.
Redact
And
as
you
well.
guys don't know that I cast detective.
Yeah. No, that's why I didn't react then. I don't know you did.
Yeah, fair point.
Although
But
the cat lady does.
so I'm gonna. Yes, she does.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show Malar the image of it. This was the guy we were speaking to him about potions.
Before we do that, did Bart want to say something?
Yeah, sorry, Bart.
No,
go
it's
ahead.
it's fine. I was having the same situation as Marta and forgetting. I feel so alone. The only non-magical person in the party.
Wait. Zeph
Sorry,
has
It's
detect thoughts without any components.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Otherwise, we would have been able to see him cast a spell.
Maybe.
Isn't that terrifying?
How is the rogue more cool at spells than the actual spellcasters?
That's a good point.
Because rogues, man, where have
I
you
will say,
been this last
I will say, just to kind of clear that up, Leobrin, could you just do a perception check for me? This is just.
Oh wait, I still would have had detect magic up.
No, you were speaking to animals at the time.
Yeah, that's not concentration.
But to be fair,
Really?
you would have noticed, noted, Leobrin, that with detect magic. Yeah, sorry about this, Seth. The medallion that Seth was carrying, that used to be in his pocket, is no longer in his pocket. It's around his neck, but it's below. It's underneath his scarf.
Duke
Noted.
could detect magic at will.
Yeah,
Warlocks, man.
Warlocks.
Invocation.
But I still have to use components. Components.
Warlocks.
Yeah, and you
I
did
still have
with
to
that
cast
roll.
it like a real person.
And sorry, did you do the perception roll as well? Can you do a perception roll for me as well?
Perception.
Yeah. So this is just in just to do that. It would have been at the time. This is just to kind of not redact.
15.
Clear it up. 15 is enough that you would have noticed that when Seth was looking at this woman intently, his hand went underneath his scarf.
Yeah. And then she would have probably lit up like a firework as a spell is affecting her.
Yes. While your detect magic was up, yeah, that would have happened. So Leobrin's aware, although he hasn't said anything.
Yeah, you're meant to just be detectives against cats. So not party members. So let's not broaden our
Sorry,
horizons.
Anyway, what were you doing? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't remember now.
Yeah,
Minor
it's like-
illusion to Malar.
Image.
Oh yeah, I'm showing the minor illusion of
That's
the guy
right.
to Malar.
So yes, you see.
Are you able
so
to cast sending?
that jogs
is
your
this-
memory, I'd say, Malar.
Is this I've had it in my family for 3 years?
Nope. No. He was a human. That was Phil the trader. He's a human that you met on the road.
This guy tried selling us a rock that would always point north, which was just a rock. He tried selling us
He kept
other
on trying to give
potions
us like
and stuff.
deals, like, I'll throw this extra thing in, and it was like a rock with an N painted on it and stuff like that. He just kept on trying to con us in town.
Okay, I will.
And then
I will.
I took a potion.
I will cast Send It. This is my last 3rd level spell. Don't ask for it again today.
Children.
What's the name of this guy?
Hugo.
Hugo. Greeting. Deacon Malar Shadecreek here. Are you well? We are looking for you. Please respond briefly to this message. Over and out. Bye.
Perfect.
Love you.
25.
Get a response. Takes a moment, then you get a response. Who is this? This isn't a trick, is it? I'm not falling for it. Damn manticores. Just leave me alone.
Ooh.
Manticores.
Manticores.
Didn't he say damn magicals?
No, he said manticores.
Manticores.
Oh.
Does Malar share this?
Totally, yeah. He reiterates, apparently people can't understand the application of quick responses and succinctness, and that was a 3rd level freaking spell.
Says the man that every other word is
No,
I do apologize. I did accidentally count 2 of your in my 25 word count. I'm not sure if they count as a word.
Yeah, they're words. DM question. With the information of manticores, the feather we found, would that relate to manticores? I'm trying to think if manticores have any feathers.
Oh, the large feather you found in the park. Good question. Make a nature.
Nature.
Sorry, Bart. You were saying something.
I tailed off because I realised I was verging on meta knowledge. So let's do things in the proper way.
Sure. Yeah, I'm. Marshall is now thinking I don't think they do, but
yeah,
worth checking.
Are manticores in D&D winged
manticores
or not?
fly. Yes,
they wing.
Okay.
They're winged. Yeah.
Manticores do fly,
but there might be bat wings.
In my mind,
that's
I've got a manticore mixed up with chimera. So I'm like, does it have the tail of a snake? That's like, no.
I put the best photo of a manticore in Discord.
With an 11.
Oh, it's the facial expression.
With an 11, maybe. Jury's out.
Okay.
Is it nighttime?
I mean, you never come across a manticore that you remember, so.
Would Neris have come across or heard of it? Seeing as Kothar is a wild
Kothar's a bit
place.
weird. It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Make a
history check or something.
Yeah, make a
nature
history check. Yes, history, please.
Okay, history.
Would I have looked them up in the library before I?
Seth, you know all about manticores. Yeah.
Yeah, non-natural 20. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you've heard stories about manticores, but Kothar, not really a place that they would inhabit.
Yeah,
there's not a lot
but
of
I've
game
heard
there.
of them.
You've heard of them in stories
and descriptions.
Seth, you know, when you were doing because you've been fascinated with powerful monsters that you could hunt and fight and duel, manticores definitely came up on your radar, and like you've seen pictures of them drawn in books as well, so you're aware that they don't have feathers. So that much is clear. They have like either bat or reptilian kind of wings. Not feathered wings, and they're pretty formidable looking, with razor sharp claws and teeth, many rows of teeth. It's probably one of the ones you were considering hunting, actually, before you came across the basilisk stuff.
But boy, is there some artistic differing opinions on what manticores look like in the Discord chat. We might have to.
Wait, I'm going to general.
In general, share it with the public.
Oh my god!
It's the one that Malar shared that is by far and away my favourite. I've got to tell you, that is.
No, That looks like the baby form of some type of Digimon Manticore.
I say it's a Digimonticore.
That's a
Yes.
Mantamon.
Yeah, Dan, definitely put yours in the general as well because it's
100%.
adorable.
So,
It's amazing.
Jack, what time of night is it? Or time of day, sorry? No.
Oh, you're past midnight at this point. This is getting on for like 1 a.m. I think.
Oh my god, what is this?
Our track record of following anyone is usually about a week to never finding them. I say we go back to town, head to the meeting tomorrow. Try another sending, and hopefully to a smarter person.
So before that,
There's my favorite
because
one.
everything, both the cat lady and the eagles went in northwesterly direction. I would want to walk towards that edge of the park if we can see anything, or if we
Sure.
can pick up any trails on the way, apart from obviously the cat woman.
Yeah, you so you can make your way
Mallow-
over there. Yeah. Sorry,
Mallow
go
will
ahead.
pop a guidance on you for that.
Good call.
Yay!
Neris, you can make a survival check.
Survival, darling.
Survival.
Survival. Oh, that's not gone well. Oh. What does guidance give me again? Because I haven't
D4.
had it.
D4.
Add a D4.
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 Well,
It's not bardic inspiration,
that
but
is
it doesn't cost anything. So yeah.
8 plus 1. That's 9.
Unfortunately, with a 9, you don't pick up any tracks here. In fact, you don't find any trace of Cat Lady after she's gone off in that direction. You do
No
you keep walking
feathers.
until you find the wooden palisade of
Yeah.
the town, and nothing looks out of place here at this time.
Scowly face turns around and rejoins the party.
Figured
The
maybe
normal
maybe have a look in the morning. I might find more.
Yeah. But still kind of feeling smug.
Yeah, you've done some cool things. Yeah, you guys, back the old team back together again. So as you rejoin the group, Fleeting
But she's
looks around you all, and says, "Has anyone thought of the collective noun for us?"
Oh, no, that's James's question.
We're friends, Fleeting.
Best friends.
He said it.
Yeah, he melts a
Big
little as you
step.
touch his shoulder. Best friends
I
in
have
the
that
whole
effect.
world. And he tips the cap. Kind of
I
showing it off
needed
to
to
the
see
Yeah.
Cam doing that. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, Fleeting.
Sorry,
we are. Tip the cat back.
It's a lovely moment, and he's not even here, and I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have made that happen. I should have left it to him. Anyway, done now.
It's fine. There'll be much worse moments when he's back.
Yeah. So with that, what are you doing? Are you kind of retiring for the evening at this point? Maybe heading back to your new abode, or in Neris's case, back to the workshop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
What are your arrangements for tomorrow? Like, are you plan to meet up anywhere, or how do you leave things? I guess is what I'm asking.
What's closer to where the meeting is?
The meeting is at the mill, which is outside of the walls.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's
Neris
the same.
suggests they come to the workshop.
Sure.
But- Up to the
I mean,
team.
Isn't the meeting in the evening?
Yeah, we've got a whole
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. So
Okay.
say meet at the workshop.
Sure thing.
All
Okay.
right. So you guys, most of you head to your new abode, number 9, the High Road. As for Neris, you head back to the workshop, and you find Brinlan is in there, and he is still working away. This time on a different project, because the little statuette he made has served its purpose, and he's now placed it in one of the rooms. But yeah, he seems to be busying himself, not sleeping despite this late hour. Just kind of nods to you as you come in. Just it's good to keep my hands busy, you know.
So Neris's expression softens because she feels a bit accomplished from what happens. She just gives him a hug and goes upstairs.
He kind of nods and start putting down his tools, and he also starts making his way up to bed. And the rest of you, when you head back into your new house, into your stately home, you see that since you've been out, and you've been out most of the day because the funeral was in the morning, that everything's been tidied up while you've been gone. It appears the housekeeper has visited, and there's a little hamper on the kitchen, on one of the kitchen counters, which just has a note saying a welcome gift in very nice curling calligraphy. It's got some fruit and some other sort of jerky and other little sweet treats.
Fruit basket.
Malor
Is there
takes
any
an
ale
apple
there?
and goes
How
to bed.
neighborly.
Sorry, say that
Is
again.
there a no to any? Is there any ale there?
There's no ale as far as you can tell in that hamper.
I really want to go to the
Malar will take an apple with his trunk. And he will chew on that and go to bed. Good evening, friends. I'm going to bed.
See you in the morning.
Tom.
I was like, wait, I've never been here before. I'm going to the like. I'm just standing there like, wait, I've never been here. Why am I not at the pub?
Yeah,
Like
Fleeting
everybody
also
else
hasn't been
leaves
there
you.
either. He looks at Leobrin and Brucon expectantly.
Yeah, just standing
So
there.
now's probably a good time to determine rooms. He says,
Yes.
scrolling desperately through Discord to find the image. There it is.
Oh.
Shall we, unless you have
Yeah.
any other stuff besides that to add for the evening, shall we leave it there for today and we'll pick up
Yeah.
things?
Yeah,
Let's wrap it there.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So you
Exciting
we'll leave that
episode!
we leave that with Fleeting and Seth being showed around their new home, or temporary home at least, by you guys before you meet up tomorrow to solve this mystery, perhaps with the help of the Moonrunners. Who'd have thought it? Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in this evening. Thank you guys for playing, of course. And until next time, keep it here on Slice and Dice. Come follow us on Twitch, on YouTube, and anywhere else you can find us. We really do appreciate it. And thanks to those of you who've been supporting us so far. It really has meant a lot. Keep looking on socials. We may have, unconfirmed due to scheduling, a campaign diary on Friday at 5 p.m. to catch us up on the latest episodes. Until next time, anyway, thank you all and stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
That's aggressive bye.